Welcome back, fellow readers. My name is Michaela, and I like to do reviews, more like I like to yap about books, movies versus books. And books, yeah, I have been an avid reader for most of my life, and there may or may not have been times where books were my only friend. So I like to share that passion, and sometimes I read a book and I just need to get it off my chest. And the people on this lovely platform called YouTube, I think that might be the correct people to give those thoughts that I have so locked up to. Because, sometimes I try to tell my friends or whatever, family, and they don't always want to hear it. But you're choosing to be here. So thank you so much if you are choosing to be here. If you like yapping, if you like disorganized thoughts, if you like venting, ranting, when it comes to literature, give me a subscribe and a like. Did I do that right? I don't usually do that. But if you want to subscribe, that would be so sweet. And a shout out to all 29 or 30 of my subscribers. I don't know, it doesn't seem like a lot, but it is a lot because at one point there was 0. So 30 people, shout out to my family watching. Thank you for subscribing. You're so nice. But anyways, enough with the chit chat. Let's get down to business. And by business, I mean, take a look on my microphone. I got it set up. And it's not just for show this time. I think that this might be the first time that we get a mic involved in the video action, and it may not be the best quality. It looks professional, am I right? So, okay, I'm just kidding. That was another chit chat side quest. But really, today, what do you think we're doing? If you've been online, you should know that the Haymitch book is out. Sunrise on the Reaping. Thank you, Suzanne Collins, for this prequel that we didn't know we needed, but we did need. If you didn't tell by my title, let me make it very obvious. If you have avoided spoilers thus far and are really wanting to read the book with no spoilers, get off this video now, because this is about to be riddled with spoilers. This is not a hint teaser. There's enough out there. I'm here to digest the book and rant about it and point out different things that I thought were insane or things that I thought were not that great. There's not a lot of that. But mostly, I finished reading this book heartbroken. And I was like, I need to share this with someone. I need to get some things off my chest, because really this was me for the entire end of the book. I was like, because the interesting thing about this book, it's like Ballads of Songbirds and Snakes. You know how it ends. You know that President Snow becomes this horrendous, nasty, nasty dictator, but you still are kind of surprised with how that lays out. Same thing with Haymitch. You know this guy is a drunk. He has no one he loves. He's all alone. And yet you come into this book and you see he's got loved ones and family, and you know that's about to end badly for him. So you know that, and yet you still get to the end, and I still got to the end. And literally, you can ask my fiance. I called him. I was like, I feel like my heart is broken because what just happened. I also finished this book at night because my cousin, who's been in a few of these videos, she got the book in the...
Say hello. What do you have right now?
The new.
Is it the book?
The new.
Is this an unboxing video?
Sunrise on the Reaping.
Open it!
All right.
Open it!
Oh, she's beautiful.
Mail. I read her book, and she said, if you can read it in 2 days, then you can read it before me. And I got that thing done in a day because I finished at night. And when I tell you I was scarred and scared, I don't do well with horror movies, violent things. When I first read the first Hunger Games, I was traumatized. So this was even more violent and intense. And the thing is, I know people say just separate yourself from the art, like that you're watching. You don't put yourself in it. You're just watching a movie. You're just reading. But to me, I'm very empathetic. So I like to become the main character or their friend and just get very invested into both. To me, it was scary because I was in an arena that was severely violent and crazy. But anyways, I finished that. Brutal and heartbreaking. Those are the 2 words that I would use to describe this book. And you're like, of course, it's brutal, Michaela. It's the Hunger Games. Even more brutal than you think. So if you haven't read it, I don't know why you're still watching. There's spoilers. Get out. Your second warning. Go. Okay, hello, people who have read it, or people who don't really care and just want to watch me for fun. Shout out to you. I always say welcome fellow readers, but I know that there are some of you, my dad, who don't like reading and still watch my videos, and I still appreciate this. Okay, so this time I'm trying to be less disorganized, so I made a little reminder to-do list to talk. I like how the first thing I have is the title of the book, Sunrise on the Reaping. I'm extremely organized. I know what I'm doing. Let's just dive into it. The book opens with announcing it is Haymitch's birthday, and he is obviously at the age where he's going to get reaped. Spoiler alert. That's your first spoiler. Haymitch got reaped. Oh, we didn't know that. We did know that. We did know that. Unless you haven't read the books, then maybe you didn't know that, but you should know that. He gets raped. And it's his birthday. Yay! Surprise! Happy birthday to him. Happy birthday to him. Happy birthday. May the odds be ever in your favor. It's the remix. It's the remix. Okay. So Haymitch is in District 12. You know, we love it. That's where the heroes come from. Katniss, Peeta. District 12, we're very familiar. And we get a little District 12 lore. We get to meet Katniss's mom and dad, and you see the little flirt going on. She's a city girl, as much a city girl as you can be in District 12. He's a minor boy. No, forbidden. But obviously they get together, you know. They're friends with Haymitch, which I thought was pretty cool. Haymitch has a girl. He's a covey. The coveys are less thing as they were in Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. We knew Lucy Greybeard was still part of the covey. Haymitch's girlfriend is also part of the covey and hinted at to being related to Lucy. So that's, fun thing. Oh, he's got a girlfriend. She's gonna die. There's a second spoiler. Go! The reaping comes, and the girl who does like the Effie trinket thing, I don't even remember her name. I try to block that from my memory. She was one of the nastiest characters I've ever seen in the Hunger Games series. She calls out this kid's name. This kid's like, not me. Starts running, booking it. I don't know how to say this without being brutal myself. Yeah. Exploded everywhere. And then, Lenore, Haymitch's girl, she tries to go over, help the grieving people, blah, blah. It's like a whole madness. Rush. Haymitch goes. He wants to try and stop Lenore. And then Effie lady's like, you boy, you're his replacement. Get up. So this guy didn't even get reaped. His name didn't even get pulled. How unfair is that? So this guy, the Capitol has 5 minutes to edit and whatever and fix it to make it look like live. They have a 5-minute safety block. So in 5 minutes, they scramble, redo the whole thing. Haymitch Abernathy. He's got to walk up. It's a whole thing. It looks perfect. Like it never happened. Imagine you die brutally and for everyone to see, and you're rebelling against the Capitol, and it gets cut. Erased. That'll be a theme in this book, unfortunately. So, I didn't mention this, but Haymitch has a mom and a younger brother, but no dad. It feels like Katniss. It's kind of giving Katniss, is it not? The similarities don't end there, guys. They're very linked. If you didn't know that, you could kind of tell in the movies they're very similar. They don't like people very much. They don't vibe. They're very straightforward. That's why I love their relationship together. It's just fun. Anyway, Plutarch, Heavensby, he's trying to become popular in the capital, or is he? Does he have rebel mind? Well, he does later on, so does he now? Maybe, yes. Third spoiler, go. Okay, that was the last time I'll make that joke. I promise. Okay, so anyways, Plutarch, he's like, hey, can we tape that, and I'll get your mom and your little brother to cry? And Haymitch is like, you're not going to use me for your own agenda. And his mom's like, yeah, we're going to do it. Because Plutarch offers her 2 minutes to hug Haymitch goodbye. Yikes. Again, brutal. So they do it. They have to do take after take after take of just fake crying. He's like, can you be more sad? That's nasty. That's nasty work. Nasty work, Plutarch. I thought we liked you. We'll see. So anyways, there's this one girl gets reaped. I forgot to mention it's quarter quell. Yeah, that's a big part of it. It's the 50th quarter quell. It's the 50th Hunger Games, which means it's a quarter quell, which means their little spicy thing is that 2 of each gets picked. So 2 girls, 2 guys. We see Luella is this younger girl. She gets picked. Haymitch knows her. They're tight. Let's be allies. And then I'm going to skip ahead a little bit because I don't want to yap too long as my last video. I actually have a social battery when it comes to talking to a camera. make that make sense. Yeah, after the 20-minute mark, I start to decline a little bit. So I want to give you the best of the best, which means I got to wrap it up a little bit. I will mention this one thing because it's insane. All the tributes, they get to this one center. It's a little bit more crusty dusty than what we see in the future Hunger Games, but it's a lot better than President Snow's Hunger Games. They get into a shower. They all have to strip. All the guys all go together. All the girls go together. They get sprayed with insecticides, bro, because they don't want the bugs on them. It's just like pouring on them. Itchy, they can't breathe. It's like terrible. That is crazy. It's like they're animals. And Haymitch notices that his designers also say he has claws and like sharp teeth. They basically view them as animals. That's how deep the capital mind twist goes. They're animals. I mean, that's pretty much how you can get to a point where you're able to do this type of stuff to people. They get to the chariot thing, you know, where they enter and the horses, something goes on and the chariot flips and Haymitch falls out, Luella falls out, dies. That was fast. Haymitch scoops her up. He's got a lot of internal dialogue going on. It's a very intense scene. I can't wait to see it in a movie. He runs all the way down to President Snow, drops her down, and goes, "Oh my gosh, the rebel, the audacity." Haymitch has some audacity, and we love to see it. But Mr. Snow is like, okay, that's how it's gonna be. But he doesn't say anything. He lets it simmer. He lets the payback simmer. And I think that's one of his tactics, is to let it simmer, to think they get off the hook and then bam, come in with the worst possible punishment. So the worst possible punishment is that Haymitch is at Plutarch's house, where we get a little bit of Plutarch is trying to get Haymitch to blow up the arena. Sounds familiar. So President Snow is like, yeah, I remember what you did. Come in, little girl. An exact replica of Luella is this random girl from a district that they chose, apparently District 11. She's like programmed to think she's Luella now. Obviously she's been tortured out the wazoo. She's got this like thing on her heart that like, and then an earpiece. They tell her what to say, and if she doesn't say something right, it sparks. She's not messed up. She's messed up in the head. It's gross. It's sad. It's gross. It's twisted. It's evil. It's very nasty work from President Snow. Very nasty. Just gross. Okay. Sorry, I sniff a lot. It's because I have a deviated septum. I noticed that when I was editing my videos. I was like, why am I always over here? I love that. It's actually for you guys. It's my ASMR for you. You're welcome. I did that for you. I can't breathe. That's why. I just can't breathe. Okay? So, let me look at my let me look at my notes. Oh, that's all I had written down. So, I'm really organized. Okay, let's skip to the game. So yes, Beatty, he's there. I don't even want to talk about him. It's too sad. Beatty and Plutarch, they try and get Haymitch to blow up some type of arena thing. So you see that basically they have been long planning. They tried and failed with Haymitch, but then they come back 25 years later, bam, stronger than ever. Okay, so this is not some whim thing that they do in Catching Fire. They have been planning this for 25 years. They try with Haymitch. He does a little bit of a blow up thing, but it just kind of phases the arena. It doesn't do much when he goes under. Before I even get to that, picture this. Haymitch comes up in the arena. Boom. Everything's beautiful. A mountain, a meadow, a forest, bunnies, squirrels, butterflies, birds. They're all evil or poisonous. Nasty work. Again, diabolical. Okay, to see a bunny and then be like a squirrel. The water's poisonous. The air makes them a little drowsy. They think the air is poisonous. Crazy. So Haymitch, he deviates from his alliance, which was most of the underdog tributes tried to be besties to gang up against the careers, which is that's a cool storyline. It's led by Beatty's son, who's been thrown into the Hunger Games because Beatty tried to do something that would overtake the capital, and so President Snow's punishing him by making him watch his son die in a brutal way. His son's death is terrible. I don't want to see this in the movie. Basically, a bunch of squirrels. The mutts can be programmed to attack one person and no one else. A bunch of squirrels. He's there. Squirrels, bones. Eee. That's terrible. Like, you can't get away from that being terrible. Nasty. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. Then there's this really random part where these game makers who are like bottom of the barrel because they're sent into the arena to like mop. Like there's literally a guy mop. That's hilarious. And they're like fixing something. And then the tributes, the remaining 4 tributes, they stumble upon them and they're like, huh? 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 And the game makers start running their mouths because, you know, they're capital born. They can't help it. And then the tributes are like, 2 of them do that. 2 of them take out all of them. Haymitch does not. And the 2 that took him out are swiftly dealt with by mutts that attack them. So, yeah, you can't really... There it is again. You can't really do anything rebellious without Snow bringing down the hammer, which is why it's so scary. That world is so scary, which makes sense why people are afraid to rebel. Like, there's no wiggle room with freedom or rebelling. Like, you do one thing and bam, your entire family is dead or you are dead. It's crazy. The stakes are high. So it makes you appreciate Katniss's adventures in freedom a lot more. So Haymitch, his final at the capital, he throws his axe. It comes flying back at the tribute because there's a reflective force field thing. That guy dies as Haymitch's guts are spilling out because it was a brutal bloodbath. He has one explosive left. He fumbles it, throws it into a little generator thing. Sorry, Dino Nuggies here. And then boom, blows it up. But at this point, the games are over, so the cameras are cut. So really, all it does is make Snow mad. So it wasn't the smartest move from Haymitch. But to be fair, he'd already done a bunch of rebellious stuff up until then. So I'm doubting that his family would have made it through, even if he hadn't. And, you know, it just happened. That's what he had to do. It felt like what he had to do. And it didn't pan out for him, but he paved the way for someone. The similarities are really cool. Katniss did what Haymitch couldn't do. And Haymitch admits that in the epilogue. She was maybe better than me, he basically says. So the last crazy part was, as it takes Haymitch a while to heal from all that injury. So the next thing that I want to talk about is the end, where they show a recap video to everyone. And every empathetic, compassionate, rebellious move that Haymitch made is completely edited out. And he's shown as a rascal, someone who doesn't give a crap about the rest of his fellow tributes, and just not a great guy. And so he's like, everything I did that has now put my family and loved ones on the line has been cut out. Do you know how damaging that is? No wonder he was drunk for the rest of his life, basically. But when he gets to the victory thing and President Snow puts a crown on his head, Haymitch says, I guess Snow does really land on top. And all Snow does is goes, enjoy your homecoming. Oh, this guy's creepy. Oh, that's terrible. That when I read that sentence, I was literally filled with dread. I was like, they're cooked. They are cooked. And so, yeah, Haymitch goes home. It's the middle of the night. He walks to his house. It's on fire. His mom and his little brother, gone. This is where my heart starts really breaking. Then, a little bit later, he catches back up with Lenore. She's like, oh, I can't believe you're back, blah, 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 blah. They're meeting. And I honestly was like, oh, wait, does she actually live? Pero no. I had to read it. She's eating gummies. She's like, thank you for the gummies. You know I love it, Haymitch. She's like, I didn't get you any gummies. And then she's like, he had to watch her die. He held her in his arms while she died. President Snow sucks, bro. It makes me mad that I even spent time reading his book, but whatever. So I'm excited for this movie. I think it'll be cool to see how they portray the arena and everything like that. Haymitch is a great character to root for. You get to know a lot more about him. He's a great guy who just, things didn't pan out as they did with Katniss. And so, I mean, his life is just really, really sad. It reminds me of Joanna, where she's like, he's killed everyone I care about. I don't care about anyone anymore. So that's that. I'm interested to see who they're going to cast for Haymitch. Woody does such a good job at embodying Haymitch that I think it will be hard to see anybody else as him, but they did it with President Snow, so I'm sure they can do it again. Let's go Lionsgate. I will be waiting. And yeah, that's all I have for you.